Hey, good afternoon, Manchester, New Hampshire, and all the surrounding area. Hey, we got two hot. I am involved between two hot-looking women. My goodness, think about that, ladies. And you know what? Can't do a thing.
Doesn't affect you.
We're gonna have a fun show today. What do you think?
That sounds
We always
excellent.
have a fun
Oh,
show, don't
yes.
we? We do.
Oh, yeah, we do.
And last week we had another lady on. We had a lot of fun with her.
Yes, we
What was her
did.
name?
Lisa.
Isabella or something like
Lisa.
that. Lisa, that's right. Do you know Lisa
Schermerhorn.
Schermerhorn?
No, not off the top of my head.
She was, and I've had a lot of very special guests come on lately. So
Oh,
I'm very
excellent.
blessed. So you started the ball rolling by helping us get all these different guests, and I want to give you credit for that.
Well,
Seriously,
thank you.
Okay, but we had Ada May.
Very good, Norm.
Brown, right? Hey,
Oh, you
boom.
had the last name.
Yes, Hey, do I get a gold star for that?
Yeah.
Or how
Scott will
about
hook you up
how
when
about
you get
a
home.
Shaker. Would that? No, that's a family show. Though.
Yeah, family show. Sorry.
You know, sorry about those, but
No playing
anyways.
with the maracas.
Yeah. I can't touch the microphone. That's a notice right here. I think I had ADD sometimes. I can't have a hard time, rocking back and forth. Maybe it's adult, whatever.
Maybe we just need to get you out in the woods and ground your energy really good. Go walk next to a creek or in a pond.
What's a creek?
You don't know what a creek is?
No.
Don't you know up the creek without a paddle, without an oar, you don't got no boat, you just stand there and go, what the heck's the water for? Okay.
And then a creek, something like a crack,
creek,
like a wood.
a small body of water.
Oh, that's a brook.
Well, yes, a
I
brook,
think a creek is
creek.
technically slightly larger than a brook. I think technically.
If anybody knows, give us a call.
If you're out there and you want to know about the technical difficulties with creeks, brooks, ponds, rivers, and various aquatic bodies, please call in a moment.
Yeah, we have. But and then we have folks. If anybody that wants to come on, we are booked up to October.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're
November.
working on. We got a couple of days in September still, and then I think from there on we're all excited. We got it goes to show you that when you work hard, you have a decent attitude like we have now, and that people want to come on. That's the best part. They travel from all over the world.
Yeah,
So we're lucky
yeah.
that
We have
way,
people
you know.
coming from
Well,
Maine.
you're from the south, right?
I'm originally from Pennacook. We're going to do this again.
Again,
Okay.
every time.
People,
It's
I'm
your
originally
accent.
from New Hampshire. I don't sound it because I've spent years and years in other places. I have traveled. I've gone boldly where few women and men dare to go. The back of Tennessee, where men are men and sometimes sheep get nervous on Saturday nights. I've been
When they
to
have the
Kentucky
moonshine.
and Texas as well. I've been through Arkansas, Louisiana, and various places and sundry in Florida. It's all gorgeous. Oh, let's not forget North and South Carolina. I've been to those. Virginia. I've actually
What do
most
you
of the
prefer to
states
be?
on the side of the Mississippi.
So, would you prefer New England or do you prefer the South?
In the summer, I much prefer New England. There's nothing like waking up and going, my word, it's going to be 60 degrees today. In the south, in the winter, I'm beginning to think the South. Anytime you can wake up in the morning and go, oh my God, it's 21 degrees below zero, and that's without the wind chill. You just sort of sit there and go, why did I do this? Why did I do this? Why did I do?
Now, see, I love it. I love the colder the better for me.
No.
I can't take the heat, and I really can't. I know, and of course, it doesn't go good with my skin.
You didn't
complexion
even
when I'm
notice.
outside.
I turned your seat to cold today.
Yeah, I
so
know.
so you'd have a cold bum on the way here.
You
I
froze
think you
him.
try to say something, folks. So don't yet. But anyways,
Are we
were
talking frozen buns here?
We
Chill.
were going to have Anthony Williams, who was his own show. I think he was on yesterday or made a taping yesterday. He wanted to come on, and apparently he must have changed his mind or whatever. But Tony, if you're out there, you're listening, you can always give us a call, and then we can reschedule
Yeah,
you
we'll
for
book
another
you.
show
Yeah.
or whatever. You are definitely going back down towards the Midwest.
Possibly, yes. I
You
need.
need to open your door to it.
Well, the door is open. I've already said, okay, creator, whatever you want. I'm just focusing on what I want. What I want is a small home, preferably, quite, I mean, we're talking small. We're not talking small, somebody's idea of, oh, that's 2,100 square feet. Oh, no. We're, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But I want a small home for me and the animals, cats and dog.
And your new boyfriend.
Excuse me?
And your new boyfriend.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Got my fella. He's, and if something happens there, the redhead's done. Redhead. I'm a very unique person, and it would take somebody extraordinary to put up with me for very long.
Oh, hey, if they can put it with me too, I'm the same way. But the person that I see you with is about maybe 5 to 7 years younger than you are, but really very much into astrology. It's going to be someone that you're going to say no to, but he's going to have a way of winning your heart over.
That would take a lot.
Yeah, spirit. Remember, spirit can do things when you least expect.
Oh, believe me, I know that all too well. I will not tap on the microphone, I promise. I'm close, but I won't. But no, it's a possibility. I've left the doors open to Creator. I've done a lot of energy work in the last couple of years. And one of the things that I'm doing now is I'm getting ready to hold another web class on what I call Claire Foundations. And that's teaching people to understand their own intuitive abilities. I don't know how many times in a session or a clearing, or a reading session or a clearing, and for those of you that don't know, I'm a psychic medium. I'm a chakra energy healer. And
That's right, we forgot to say that, didn't we?
I will hear in sessions of various kinds, I'm not intuitive, but you won't believe the funny things that happen. Or, I'm not intuitive in the least, but this happens whenever back. And when I tell people, yes, you are intuitive, there's no such thing as a human psychic turnip, okay?
I like that phrase, don't you?
That was good.
We needed a lot.
That was good.
Then, you have to understand it's not going to be this razzmatazz, sort of like Hollywood, where you have all these films and you have the television shows and things that are all Hollywood-ish, not the where they follow mediums or psychics around, but the ones and the like John Holland and the lady. There's various people.
Long Island,
whatever.
Medium.
I don't watch television, so anymore. So I don't have these names. But instead of those, it's the Hollywood-ish where you get the ghost popping in and saying, "I'm angry, fix it." And it's not like that, people. It is so subtle. And this is why my website and everything else that I do is called Natural Listening, because you're listening to the natural part of your abilities. You're also listening to nature. If you listen and look at the signs in nature, if you listen to the signs, it kicks in more and more. But this Claire Foundations is the 20th. It's a 2-hour course over the web. And going over these material, and I just had an email actually from someone that said, I don't know if I'm intuitive or what, but there's a lot of weird things I've experienced in my life. Can you help me? They said, I just want to turn it off. And I remember that time in my life where I just wanted to just turn it off and pretend I was normal.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah, whatever that means.
Yeah, I think we all go through that every once in a while. I can remember being out 2 o'clock in the morning out with my dog, and she decided she had to go outside. And all of a sudden I said, you know what, I've had enough. This is about like 3 years ago. I was ready to throw in the towel, and to walk away from everything. All of a sudden I get a vision of what happened if that actually happened. And I really did not like what I saw. Mm-hmm. I saw myself in one of those cockroach haven rooms, Okay, I see the picture, I get the message. Everybody, as far as I'm concerned, has either intuitive or psychic ability about them. Whether they're an artist, you're an artist as well, right?
Yeah.
Okay. She does siding on buildings.
I do.
You do what?
Siding.
Siding, aluminum siding,
No.
vinyl siding, painting siding.
Hardy plank, cement fiberboard,
Oh, okay.
the good stuff.
The good stuff.
The stuff
yeah.
that lasts forever and doesn't
Cool.
kill the environment.
Love you.
Yeah.
Even more.
She helps repair roofs, windows.
I have done that. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done,
Yeah.
you and I need to go out and have lunch one time and talk about the things. I've done swimming pool work for years. I do it now.
Oh well, then we'll
on
have
the
you
side.
come over to my house because.
I can do everything and
I figured out what's wrong
anything.
with the pump today, but
Well, I can do everything and anything with, I've taught myself over the years a lot of different things. I sew, I can crochet. I don't knit all that well. That's one of those few things that I can't sort of just go, Aniva, I know you're listening. Could you please, get the lessons for the knitting back?
But, goes to show, if we really truly want to, that's nothing we can't do.
that's
That's
right.
very true.
When I'm always worried about ruining my nails, so I don't go outside. I can't even drive in a nail in straight. Believe me, I can't. I can remember I was working for this insulation company, and we were up there, and I'm helping, terrified. I'm out there holding the, what do they call it, the siding to put on the roof, And I said, they had to call the fire truck to get me down.
I'm not great with super great heights. I will do it if I have to. I used to get on top of my roof, and either one of my daughters would be there or my late partner would be there, because I was always of the opinion, I don't want to be laying there and not being able to call 911.
Right.
But, no, thank you, Spirit. Nothing ever happened, nothing. But, I'd get up there and rake the leaves off and clean the gutters out and all of that. And I just, it's not my idea of a fun cup of tea.
No.
But some people it is. Some people, they love it. It's
I mean, I've seen
cool
people,
for them.
Anybody that can do roofing or climb or cut trees down the correct way, not murder them, or whatever they can do, like landscaping and all that. I have so much respect for.
Yeah.
Well, a friend of Wendy's and mine, he's an acquaintance, actually. He's an acquaintance. He's an arborist, and he does extraordinary work with saving trees that he can. He's in Ware, and I was quite impressed with, the one time I met him in person, how he's a good friend of our friend Wendy's. And that kind of ability to get up in the trees and do that really, to me, takes a brave soul and an amazing person. Now, I was out the other day. It was yesterday, actually. And I was walking Buddy. Buddy's my little dog. He's a little half terrier, half whippet kind of dog, and he's just a little tweedart. And we go down around the ponds, and there's a creek or a brook that comes off the ponds. And there was this little, as a creek, not a crick in my neck, but a crick. And there was this, he's walking just on by. He's after the sniffs. That's all he's wanting. He wants to know where everybody has been, what's landed where. When the heron sits at the edge of the ponds, he's sniffing where it's walked. He's having a ball. And I walk over this cute little snake about like that. And it was headed up towards the road, and I got a little stick, and I said, no, I won't pick you up and fuss, but you've got to go that way. You just got to go that way. And it went, and off it went. And to me, that's a sign, having that animal right there at my feet. Feathers are signs. All sorts of things, and for people to do what they do, and that it takes talent no matter what.
I think animals are smarter than we are.
Oh, by far. By
Think
far.
about, I mean, sure, we know the technology of how to fly a plane. We know when it took many
They don't need a
brains to
plane.
do that. That's
Birds
what I was
don't
going to say.
need
Birds
planes.
don't need a plane. Beavers know how to build a dam.
Oh yeah, they're good at that.
Okay.
Saw the beaver again yesterday.
Did you?
Did you?
In all the years we've lived in our house, we've never seen seen the beaver until this year. Now we've seen him twice, working.
Oh, cool.
It
Are you
was
gonna have to? Are you
amazing.
gonna blow up the dam?
No, of course not.
That's what makes me mad. And when the beaver works, and all some people say, "Oh, we gotta blow the dam up so we won't,"
Everything has a place.
Yeah.
Everything that Creator puts here has a place. It's only humans that think we have to tinker with
Yep.
things.
We have a call. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Yeah, hi, it's Allison.
Hey, Allison.
I was listening to your guest, and to me, she's very brave. She's a snake, and she moves it away. I'd be jumping up in the air and heading the other way.
Allison, in my former home, in my former residence, I had a friend that was a black king snake, and a king snake is called a king snake
Crap.
because she was outside. She wasn't one of those that came in and had dinner, but she was outside, and I rescued her. I saved her from the road, and I brought her up into my property. And every year when she was, shedding her skin, she'd leave me that gift in my fence, and I honored her, letting her be. And I said, any mouse, rat, what have you, verminous, the little critter, she's yours. Whatever the cats don't get, you can. And it was like that for 3 to 5 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
I get along with skunks and possums. That's my limit.
Yeah. Well, animals are more, and people would really, these animals, they're more afraid of us than we are of them.
Well, we emit a lot of vibes. And Allison, if you want to see a cute picture of a possum, my Facebook page, which is Natural Listening with me, go to it and go to the pictures, and you'll see like a picture I took at 3 a.m. No kidding. This little tiny baby possum. It wasn't as big as my hand. It was like the palm of my hand, and it was on my nightstand on my lampshade.
Wow.
Oh my God!
And I couldn't.
Hi.
It just crawled in. It just crawled in through the window or something, And
Oh.
I heard tinkle, tinkle, tinkle.
Oh,
Tinkle,
my.
tinkle, tinkle. And I'm thinking, okay, if this is a spirit, you are going to definitely wait until in the morning. I don't care who your family is. And because little weird things have happened like that before. Lights go on and off, all sorts of fun stuff. But
we
he
have
was
it.
there.
Norm can attest. We have a lot of things go on, and right now, currently, his tablet is acting kind of cattywampus.
That's the energy in the air. It's cattywampus now. Did you get that one?
I got the end of wumpus.
Get cattywampus.
Cattywampus. And
I'll give you one. Monkey's muddle.
Have no idea. They say, we got company again.
Well, actually, it's a lot of it's the energy in the air, because I think you're having a lot of trouble with our stuff. There's a lot of the
Mercury retrograde finishes tomorrow. Everyone, I want to hear a group cheer, and that's always notorious for. And the last 3
They're gonna
days,
go
if
out
you
in a
haven't
big way.
noticed, the last 3 days, the energy for got to do it now, got to get it done, has to zoom, zoom, rush, rush, has been very intense. The frustrations within, and this being a Gemini retrograde, and we've just finished the Sagittarius full moon, which was so much fun. And Gemini, we're balancing the logic and the intuition. So just bear in mind that's going to have an effect for about 4 or 5 more days, but it technically finishes tomorrow. So
Well, that'll be good, because
Electrics
his
go
won't even
back.
turn on. Brand
Kick it.
new.
don't kick it.
kick it, then poke it in the eye.
How do you poke a
Oh,
tablet?
no. Go back to the factory if they can't turn on.
There you go. But I actually remember now. You got a lot in the area where you live. There is a lot of voodoo and witchcraft in the area.
Oh, I
So
know.
you need to
I know. I've
actually
been
keep
speaking
active with the sage and keep asking your spiritual guides and angels to keep protecting you, which they're doing.
Yes.
And by what you're doing with the wall and what you're doing when you're planting flowers, you're bringing really a lot of positive energy forces in to help get rid of the negative energy.
Oh,
And I
Allison,
said it all in one
That's a
breath.
lot.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Allison,
as
do
you
you
know.
have cats?
And
Yes.
we sage.
Now,
Sometimes-
she wants to know if you got cats.
Pardon?
You have cats, right?
Oh, I got 2 kitties.
And you've done something different with the cat food recently?
No. We have
Something about cat
Very
food.
kitty.
It's something about cat food, okay? And
I'll
also something
tell
about
you, I had to buy some cat food yesterday. That was yesterday, about 7 cans to get us over until today. And it was a little bit different, and Earl loved it. a well kitty.
Allison, try vitamin C in the powder form.
Oh,
And I
I'll
say
give it a
that
try.
just a little bit.
He's got cancer.
I'm serious.
Yeah,
I've had some amazing things happen with adding
Oh, I
vitamin
know.
C to Noodles' food. Noodles is 15.
He's skin and bone, and Norm went through a very similar thing, and he's an older kitty. We're making him comfortable, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to agree. You talk about the powdered vitamin
I'm
C.
talking real, honest to goodness, not a tablet, but
No,
powdered
it's
vitamin
powdered.
C you can get at a health food shop.
Yeah.
And the reason I say this is cancer for most creatures is cats, dogs, what have you, humans. A lot of times it's something's not right in our immune system. Okay, this is my firm belief. Somebody can call and argue with me, go for it. Immunologically, we have a system that is meant to repair itself.
Oh yeah.
And
Sure.
cats and dogs and everything but humans and guinea pigs produces vitamin C. But if your body's stressed and taxed,
Yeah.
you need more of it. Now, there's a lot of
Sure.
stuff. Go look it up on YouTube. Go look it up
I agree.
through some documents,
Yeah,
Linus Pauling,
leukemia.
various things.
I know. You know. I've been eyeballing my. I've got the fizzy vitamin C.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
I
no,
know
you want to go with something that has no preservatives, no additives, doesn't fizz, doesn't giggle. It's the real deal. What I do with mine is I'll make dandelion tea, iced tea for days like today, and I'll put peaches or raspberries or something like that as ice cubes, frozen peaches, and then I'll put, say, a quarter of a teaspoon in it, and I'll have that over the course of an hour or so. And then I'll do another one before I go to bed at night.
Oh, for sure.
And it really invigorates and energizes. A lot of times, what I do is I read a lot of labels. I have people in the supermarkets that don't want to get behind me because I'm standing there reading labels. They don't like that. I feel like I should be in the slow lane.
It's a wise thing to do.
Yeah.
I'll agree with you there. And we do feed the outside kitty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That cat is actually really thriving by you. Well, there's another neighbor that feeds the cat as well, right?
Pardon?
There's another lady that feeds that cat too, right?
Yeah, she puts out some dry.
Yeah.
She's kind of finicky.
Yeah.
He likes our place.
Well,
Oh.
that's because of he likes you both. He's going to show you that he's being loving and kind to you because he can get what he wants from you.
Of course he can.
You know.
He lets me pat him now while he's eating.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Oh, yeah. I talk to him, and he blinks, and he's accepted Dave, doesn't scooch away anymore, and he knows, of course, I'm a soft touch. And
You also realize that he is never going to be a house cat.
of course, no, he's been free his whole life, just about, but he stays under the shrub, and then he sometimes will come out and sit and watch. And then he'll lay there and watch Dave do some work in the yard.
Well, he's not foolish.
I mean,
It's better to watch him watch.
Allison, what is there about a stool or a seat that doesn't have a back? It's coming through as an one-ended box, and it's like a stool or a. It's not the typical round bar stool kind of thing. It looks like, to me, it looks like either the interior of a box, an old wooden box that's on its end, a rectangle that's on its end, and just the perimeter holding parts are there. It looks like a stool.
I've got a box that's upside down outside underneath a chair for him.
Okay.
Eat some Sam's.
He stays in there, right?
It looks like four legs and upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice cozy thing.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
his
that's
little
what
home.
I'm seeing.
Put a towel or a blanket in there.
it a whirl.
Yeah.
Sure.
And that way it'll feel.
You know, why not?
When it's cold
It
or
is,
rainy.
Mm-hmm.
I laid some grass down underneath the shrub for him.
Yeah.
You know, but I'll rummage around and see what I can find.
Yeah, because that'll make you
For
feel
sure.
more comfy. My cat, who comes out, who from outside comes in when he feels like it. We have another room off the porch, and we have a little basket. We had to put a basket, a blanket in there. He's very happy there, and animals can make themselves happy wherever they want.
That's true.
Oh, definitely. This cat, he looks a lot more content than he used to, the one that's out there.
Yeah.
And I've got some water sitting out there now. I'm able to. And he comes around. I was worried about him yesterday. He didn't show up. And I guess he knew there was a shower coming. And after the shower, he came over. And he had his supper. And then he left. And usually after he eats, he leaves. Once in a while, he'll lay down. And, he plays with that little female kitty, 3 doors down. She's fixed.
Is he fixed? Yeah. And
we
you
both
can find
gotta
a
watch
way.
over him.
Is he fixed as well?
Who?
Is he altered?
Yeah.
Heck no.
You might want to take
And
care of
I'm
that.
not going to do that. He's wild.
Yeah, it's not
And
taking
so
care of
he was
cat.
put out when he was 4 to 6 months old, whatever. I rescued a cat that I had in upstate California who looked very similar to this one. And he was about 6. And I got him altered.
Well, there's a group that will, come and set a trap out to catch the cat so they can have it neutered, and then they'll bring the cat back.
What's the organization again?
I'll have to look on. I'll look it up and I'll let you know when I get home.
Yeah.
Okay, that'd be something different. He's a pretty wily kitty, though.
Yeah. And what they do is they'll bring him back into the full. They'll fix him and they'll bring him back and they'll make sure because you don't want him running around having unwanted kitties.
That.
Well, no, of course not. But
Well, they
Hello.
can go. They can stray 10 miles. They can honestly wander for the scent of a female in heat 10 miles.
oh, I know.
Well, our male cat, who's an outdoor cat, as I call him, he's been neutered, so we're lucky that way. But he goes out at night and wakes us up at 2 o'clock in the morning, especially Scott, and we have to let him out.
Meow.
And not quietly. He'll actually jump on me. So you get up and go out.
Yeah.
And then my dog
Onyx
decides,
knocks things over.
oh yeah. Then at 4 o'clock in the morning now, my dog's got the idea of wanting to go out at 4 in the morning.
Oh, God.
And poor Scott, I wake him up. And they have him go take the dog out. And I get lazy when I can start doing it more. But this is a good time to go out and take a reflection when you're out there. Because she just likes to go out there and sit around.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I come across
Allison, probably not this weekend, but I'm looking at the following weekend. We'll have another cookout at my house.
Okay. I'm not sure. We're supposed to go on Father's Day up to Dave's mom's place.
Okay. Well, we got plenty of time. I'll let you know. We got all summer anyway, so.
For sure. And I want to talk to you about something that Dave has planned, too.
Okay. Okay. Well, so are you two going to get a Harley Davidson and truck her around the city with it?
You know something? If we had a good sense of balance and we had good eyesight and money, we would definitely get a bike. And we would probably go.
I could see you being a motorcycle mama with her either red, blonde, or black hair wig, and away she'd go.
I used to be a biker in the 70s. And that is that. you have yourself a good evening.
You
now.
too.
Thanks, Allison.
Yeah? Okay, we'll call you later when I get home.
Okay, bye-bye.
All right, bye.
I wish they'd never put that on there.
Because it makes you nervous now?
Yeah,
It's a good thing it's not in bright red. That
Flashing
red
neon?
button.
This is torture, you know that, right? For me. So. But, well, a lot of...
There.
There you go.
What notice? I didn't see
But
anything.
one of the things that
Not to say
that
nothing,
I
I
know,
know nothing.
animals, they have a better intuitions than we do.
Yeah,
All
they
you gotta
don't
do
have
is
the
listen to
strainer
'em.
that we do. They don't have that strainer.
No.
Yeah, I trust
That
Annie's
conscious.
instincts way more than I trust mine. If she thinks something's wrong, I trust her. I believe her.
And if a dog doesn't like a person, there has to be a reason for it.
Right.
Okay, they really do. So, folks, listen to your animals.
Yeah,
You know.
especially if you're dating. Because I'm sorry, if your cat or dog doesn't like somebody, there's probably good reason for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because 9 out of 10, they're going to end up in a divorce or something.
Right.
Well, my friend Gay that calls here,
Yeah.
his this guy's girlfriend didn't like the cat, so they brought in the dog, so they put the cat down the cellar, the cold, tanky cellar.
Oh, that's just cruel.
And then they put it on Craigslist, so Gay adopted the cat, and she just loved that cat. Is so well taken care of, it's unbelievable.
Nice. Thank you,
know,
Gay, for
Gay
saving that
has
cat.
that's her best friend. She has CP, and that cat, believe me, wants for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
She has better. That cat gets better care than a lot of kids.
Well, that I don't doubt. That I really and truly don't doubt. But now animals don't have that filter that we've learned over the years. I mean, we really do learn to filter out when we're really tiny, really, really just
Yeah.
toddling around. The book Soul Survivor shows how parents, they didn't want to believe their son. Little Jimmy 3, James the 3rd. And come to find out he's a reborn naval pilot.
Oh, I've seen
You
the
know,
documentaries
the-
about this little boy.
The book
detail.
is fabulous. The book
Holy
is
moly.
fabulous, yeah. I mean, he went into extraordinary detail. He knew that this one type of Corsair at the end of the war had a drop tank. And that wasn't common knowledge,
Right.
like a lot of things. And so he knew, and over the years doing this work, and even before, I'd heard parents talk about the things that their children were saying and how they would try and get them to hush in public and, all sorts of things. And over the years, I've come to realize that these kids are really seeing things. They're either remembering or they're seeing things. And it's really honestly vital, in my opinion, it's vital for us to listen to help them bridge the gaps a lot of times. But pets...
People are afraid. And
yeah.
like there's a TV show that just came out. I admit I haven't seen it, so my perception may be skewed. But from the commercials, it's about kids who are influenced by an imaginary friend that makes them do things.
Oh, I've seen the previews of it.
Right,
It
I've
looks
seen
really
the commercials.
good. Yeah.
And I think that show is solely designed to frighten parents into not allowing their children to have their imaginary friends, to squashing their abilities.
It
And
wouldn't
I think it's a
surprise me.
shame.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
One of the things I like to see when I have clients or students that come to my office and they have children, especially little ones, 3 or 4 years old, and I'll say to them, what do you do when your child is talking and then people think they're talking to themselves? We all went through it. You still talk to yourself, I do
I
all the
talk to
time.
myself and I answer
No,
back.
it's frightening, isn't it? And I'll say, what do you do when you hear that the child is actually talking to themselves? Well, you think they're not really. They're talking for people from the other side.
Yeah,
And it behooves
oftentimes.
us to listen to them.
Right.
One young man says, well, I make him stop it right now. I don't want people to think he's insane. I go, sir, you're the one that's insane.
Right.
From my own personal
Afraid.
experience when I was little, I saw a few different times angels. And that was a big no-no in my family. And how much will that stomping it down cause repercussions? I know I've had to do a lot of energy work, internal energy work. And this is something I encourage anyone out there, that if they have what they feel are blockages or things that are hard to work with or around in your life, start digging at the roots. And I mean by that, go to the emotional roots. My chakra clearing is different system than most others because it focuses on the emotional aspect and finding the core of the emotional aspect to remove it, to transmute it, to change it, okay? And for yourself, I mean, anybody can do this for themselves if they're willing, is to go to that emotional base, okay, and see how far it goes back. You might only be able to do it in stages, like watching a flower blossom.
Yeah,
it's
right.
not going to just go, poof, I'm here. Or peeling an onion. You know, that famous Shrek thing, you know, it's a layer. You know, you peel in the layers. But do that kind of emotional going back and going back and going back. It can be past life, too. Because we humans are very good at holding on to things for a while. But, you know, squishing that kind of thing can bring up a lot of issues in the future for someone. It can tamp down abilities, too. You know, and our perception of our kids, what we want versus what they are, can be very dramatically different.
I can remember being, I think at around 7 or 8 years old. My father was in one room, and we lived in this old schoolhouse, an old Indian schoolhouse. The old-fashioned, the red and white, don't run away, the poor days feel. And I can remember being in this room, sleeping with thundering like there was no tomorrow, and I was terrified, and I saw all these white dots. Later did I know they were angels. My father used to, and I just got through watching a black and white TV show, because back then they didn't have color, and they were showing all these ghosts. I hid under my blankets, and the ghosts were I swear, they were still coming underneath the blankets, you know? And then something happened. I was telling my foster mother about it. She said, "Don't let the angels try to take care of you and let you know that it was okay." And I'm a firm believer in that. We don't always see them. The angels don't always want us to see them. They are waiting for us to ask for their help. But you may not like the way they're going to help us because it may not, because the way we want them to help us isn't always the right way. And okay.
Walk the ego out the way.
Right, and I've had to learn that many, many lessons. I want my angels because I want to do it this way. And all of a sudden I end up doing it this way, and you get all upset or whatever. But then you also realize that your angels really know what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. The
They've been
haters
there.
got a plan better than we could ever think.
Yeah.
That's the interesting part.
Yeah.
Oh, fabulous part.
You said you made that dress, right?
Yes, I did.
So you're a
I made
fashion
that.
designer as well?
Well, clearly that is a beautiful dress.
Well, thank you.
How long did it take you?
Just a day.
Wow.
Well, that's nice. They accepted my payment for my phone. I'm glad they texted me and let me know.
Isn't that lovely?
Yes, I really needed that.
The world of texting.
Yeah.
No, I have a few things that I've made, and I'm looking forward to making more. I made this quite a while ago. It's one of my favorites.
I actually am going to tell you this, and you're going to think it's way off in left field. I love when people do that.
Do I need to get a baseball glove if he uses one more anatomy?
And you
Somebody
are
send me
going
a baseball
to be
glove.
designing a dress, and someone's going to like it, and they're going to want you to design them like a nice dress or an outfit for them to wear. And then this is somebody to do with a very high ranking in politics, but it's more towards the southern area. You have multitasking. Your spirit has given you multitasking talents.
Oh, yeah.
And now you have to learn which one is going to be more beneficial, because sometimes you try to encompass all of them into one, and you can't do that.
Well,
Agree.
Creator's given me a lot of different things I'm very thankful for as far as talents. Writing, like last night, I to blow off some steam and relax. Now, I live and I drove my motorhome up here, 1,200 miles. And anyone that's familiar or has had a motorhome realizes that when you put a regular human-type bed in a motorhome, you have about this much space on either side, maybe this much at best. And I had feline assistance last night in making said bed. Okay. From the ground up. And you go to move things and it's Allah Ali Akbar, I'm going to get it. Boom. And you have this cat with the big eyes going,
Like an innocent.
mine.
Yeah.
And then you get the other one. So you're trying to apply the different layers of bedding while crawling to the front because your other bedding stuff is on the sides. And you're trying to do this and get it neat and tidy and all the rest of it. And then you end up with a cat under the sheet and a cat above the sheet.
Oh, or it could be a giant schnauzer in my case.
Yes, that is true.
We have another call. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Yeah, leave the phone empty because he's going to be calling in soon, okay?
Sure,
Oh,
Joan.
hi, Joan. Haven't heard from you in a while. Shut up. Boy, that was quick.
All righty.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah, but I don't want to stay on it because he'll be
Okay.
calling in.
Okay.
All right. We'll make sure. Okay, Joan?
Yes.
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi.
Okay. Bye-bye, Joan.
Okay.
I wish they wouldn't put that tape on there. I want to pick at it.
Because
Boom,
it's
it's
peeling
so
off a
neat.
little bit.
See how nice and smooth yours is?
Well, you know,
See, hers is that way, too. Probably me picking this.
probably.
But
we have some super
Scott
glue?
makes up my... I'm very spoiled. I really am. And Scott, he'll go to make up my bed for me, okay? And we have a cat we call Angel. She's a black and white, really big cat. And he'll take all the blankets off to make up the bed or, what. And she decides she has to lay in the center of the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't move. She doesn't move until she feels like it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, and so then he'll get up. So he'll manage to put, and then he may get one or two blankets on the side of it, and then if I feel like it, I'll let you finish it up, And but what I'm excited with this cat is because we rescued her. My dog did actually. And now she's starting to come into my lap. She lays just, like nonchalant. Well, you know how cats. You have a cat too?
No, I don't
okay.
have a cat.
Well, then you know how if they feel like it, they're going to give you the pleasure of their company.
Oh, yes.
But it has to be
the
at their
demand.
discretion.
It's
Yeah.
more of a demand for your lap, your time. And first thing in the morning, I'll get up and Tabs, it's lap time. Face rub lap time. With Buddy, now His Majesty lies in most mornings. He will, in actual fact, wait until he is ready for breakfast and tinkles before he raises himself and gives me the acknowledgement that you can come in and collect me off the bed. I will walk from one end to the other
But when I'm ready.
when I'm ready. And I mean, he'll sleep in. There are mornings that I've looked at him. I said, "Don't you want to go out and get the day going? We've got stuff to do." And it's like, no. Nap time. You don't know the night I've had. Come on, just.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, he's such a little character. I bring him with me everywhere because he is very used to it, and having been abandoned. And here's this emotional thing.
So he
Again,
needs to be with you.
animals understand this. My personal Facebook page, I just posted something about a kitty cat. It's a newspaper article and a website about a kitty cat named Tiger out of New York. And the headline of it reads, 7-year-old cat abandoned because the lady bought a new sofa. And he's literally willing himself to death. They've had to put him on IV fluids, the whole 9 yards. And, this, I'm not going to make a judgment choice, but abandoned animals, ones that are relinquished for certain reasons, and they know, they cling to you. They're so grateful. They cling to you. And years ago when I had Onyx, who had been abandoned, a little black cat. She's my little black cat. It was just a couple months later, and she was head bumping me. I wrapped her up in my robe. She literally walked in my house one day, sniffed, looked around.
Oh no.
This is pretty good. She ate out of the kibble bowl. She found the kibble bowl in the mudroom. She got a good meal. She looks around and I'm going, where did this black cat come from? And I could tell she'd had a couple cuts on her head and things. And she jumps up on top of the television. Up on top of this is before you had flat screens, okay, people? And up on the great big television. You know, it was 20-something inch, 26-inch TV, 26, 27-inch. She gets up there on the warm spot. She just goes to sleep.
Aww.
And I walk over to her a little later and I said, "You don't have a home, do you?" And she raises her head and she goes,
Aww.
and I put ads in the paper. I did the normal thing with the organizations. And Onyx, a few months later, after I got the cuts healed and the problems going, she head bumped me. And I felt this wonderful wave of thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you,
Right.
thank you. Now I have her son, the great BW. How a 5-pound kitty cat has a grown-up son of 22 pounds, I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, he's huge. He's
I've seen
fur.
pictures, yeah.
Yeah, you've seen pictures of the
He's
baby.
big, yeah.
Him's his big, him's his baby. But the gratitude and the love they can send, it's really extraordinary. They know.
When
know.
my dog, almost 4 years ago, my dog and I were like 8 or 9 o'clock at night. Okay, we went up to the dog to do it. And so we saw this little kitten. I thought it was a kitten. My dog goes, so I picked it up and I put it, and it literally ran into the hallway. And we opened at the door, and there was a bowl of food, like you were just saying. There's this big bowl of food. Let me tell you, I never saw a cow, munch out as much as that did. And then, wow, that could eat a lot for a little kitten. Then I had my friend Dottie sitting in a chair. We're all chatting. That cat got right up in her lap and made herself right at home.
Aww.
And she's been there ever since. And we call her Angel because I believe the angel sent her to us. Mm-hmm. And my dog will go out, like we have this male cat that comes and goes as he wants. And my dog will go out to go around the block to see where the cat is. Mm-hmm. They know.
Oh, they do.
Oh, yeah. And they're more one of the most disturbing things that I hate. And when people say, "Oh, they're going to fight like cat and dogs." I find that so
Cats and dogs
repugnant.
don't fight.
They don't.
We create that issue between cats and dogs. They don't have it. Our neighbor one cat is missing, but so if anyone wants to send out prayers for
let me.
Bella, please.
Yeah.
She's
Bella?
missing. We think that a Fisher cat probably got her, but
Fisher cat?
yeah, it's
Like a bobcat?
Yeah.
sort
It's
of,
another-
but different. Yeah.
Sort of.
It's still wild.
You'd have to look it up. It's not a friendly animal because there's 3 cats and a small dog missing in our neighborhood, and Bella had one dead leg anyway because she got hit by a car. But anyway, they have a bulldog and 2 cats in their house. They get along fine. Annie loves except there's one cat Annie doesn't like. She loves all other cats, and she has no problem with cats. And she's a big dog. They might be afraid of her, but she has no ill will toward them. So this whole thing about cats and dogs, that's a human made-up thing.
Oh, yeah, most
I
definitely.
and I say to Scott, we have our cat. We'll have our 2 cats in there, and we'll have a dog because my dog now has, she has her own place, of course, and Big Boy, as we call him, will sleep on the bed, and the cat will. I said, you know what? We're pretty lucky.
Yeah.
We have my son and daughter-in-law, my family, and then we got our pet family. When I look around, and you're the same way, when I look around and think that they're trusting us to take care of them.
Oh,
Right.
yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
They're honoring us, and I would not want to be someone, to be honest with you, that would not be taken care of. I wouldn't want to have to pay karma back for that.
Right.
A lot of people say, "Oh, karma,"
Yeah. Or
But
they're just animals. No,
Yeah,
no. That's a soul there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a soul.
That's a friend. That's
In the courtrodroom, they look at that as pieces
Yeah.
of property.
Well, actually, Quebec now has on the rosters that, and Sweden has done this, that Australia has done it as well. Thank you, guys. When I say thank you, guys, to those of you out there, that's my guides. They're called the guys. Yes, there's men and women in spirit on either side, but I'll say thank you, guys, and they get it. That a lot of other countries are starting to introduce legislation that animals are sentient beings, and they
Yes.
are sentient beings. And I don't want to start hate mail or back and forth with all the different things that can happen, but or ideals of people. But to me, if an animal can send me gratitude, they're aware.
well. What was the country that just declared dolphins were people? I remember reading about
Is that
that not too
Australia?
long ago.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but there was a
I know
country
they're
that
going to court and saying chimpanzees are people. It's too in New York City.
they have
Do you have a
feelings,
message for me from
emotions.
my mother? My real mother?
I was hearing your mother earlier, yes, before we got on.
Yeah.
And something about ticket, okay?
Okay.
And no, that doesn't mean go out and play the lotto, okay?
No.
Also something about not forcing energy, okay? Let it go its direction, not pushing.
I'm really pushy. I'm a Leo, so.
Well, yeah.
I use that as an excuse. I'm a triple Leo, so I really use
But
that.
that's just an excuse. So knock it off.
Excuse me while I leave the room.
I don't know why, but I just got this message that I'm going to be getting a very strong and very caring message. Or
And she had something going on with her back, did she not?
she had cancer, so I was a baby when she died, so I don't know.
Okay. You have any photographs that you can look at her? Because I
Way
feel like
back when,
there's...
I think I got one.
Okay, it feels like there's a lot of tension, so it may be your back, but across, almost like there's a yoke across the back, like a hunched over kind of yoke feeling, okay? A lot of pain in the spine, at the shoulder blades, down to the midriff, okay? That's what I'm picking up. Your son has a lot of her attributes, by the way. Okay. Good kid has a lot of her attributes. She's been watching out for him a lot over the years. Something about his head, head, that's changed back and forth.
My son used to have real long hair. Now he's completely almost bald.
Okay. Okay.
And we all cried.
Piano. Something about piano tune, piano keys.
He
Piano
used to,
tune.
he's very musical. Yes,
Okay,
his
because I'm
little-
hearing piano keys.
My mother used to play the piano,
Okay.
from what I was told.
Hi!
Okay.
Let,
Thank you, Mike, for waking us up.
But this is a
didn't touch
treat.
nothing, I promise.
Yes, and that's what happens when you tap or touch the mic, apparently.
With
That's about that. I don't want a kid with him anymore. He's too busy swimming.
Okay, I told you. I told you to be done with him, so
you
the
agree, yeah.
nice kid, but
You know, that swimming is more important than coming here and learn how to do videoing than, you know. I also will tell you, your mother also passed, right?
oh yeah.
Was she an angry lady?
I really don't know. I didn't know her the last 20 years of her life. She had a lot of issues.
She had a lot of emotional issues.
Oh yeah.
She was really a lost spirit.
Mm-hmm.
She is, I'm sorry to tell you this, but she is coming back.
That's up to her.
Yeah, and she wants to. She wants to come back and make amends with you in the
That's up to
spiritual
her.
world.
That's up to her.
I guess she needs to do that for her own peace so that she can go to a higher.
With you know, with a lot of that, she and I've done a lot of clearing, and you know, this is part of me too. I don't go to funerals because I don't normally
yeah.
need them. And somebody, what was it? Somebody said to me, "Are you going to go to the funeral?" I've been to one funeral or viewing in many, many years, and it was my friend Vonette who passed away very, very suddenly. I mean, she was here one Monday, and the following week she was
Yep.
she
Okay.
was gone.
we have a call. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hello.
Hello. Alrighty then. Okay.
I'm not that
That
scary.
was your friend calling in.
Please call
apparently.
back. I'm not that scary.
I also agree with
But
you.
but I told people, and they look at me like I'm a little funny. I said, they know how to get a hold of me if they want to. Now, I was doing some other work the other day. Well, it was Monday. I was doing some other work, okay? And they asked me if I could come out tonight. And I said, no, I can't. I'm sorry. And my hair's pulled back. I'm in an old scruffy shirt. I've been sitting in the ground. I've been playing with frogs and salamanders and all sorts of... You saw him do that, right? The whole all over body shiver. Woo. And I said, I'm coming here to be with Lori and Norm, or Norm and Lori, however you want to phrase it.
Either way.
It's
we're
our
good.
show, right?
Yep.
And
Yep.
they were surprised. Call
Let's
her.
try this again. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Yeah, I'm starting a job tomorrow, and I've been out of work for a long time, and I don't know whether I can deal with it as far as the pain that I'm dealing with.
One of my things is that you need to try this for you, okay? Because, and believe that you can do as much as possible, because if you don't deal with it and you don't try it, you're going to end up, would I, could I, should I? Okay? And I believe that you can do it okay. It's going to be a long, slow process, but you're going to do okay with it.
Yeah, but I've been out of work for like 9 months.
Okay. So you go in slow and you work slow and you build into it. What kind of work is it?
It's food service.
Oh, okay. And you like working with food?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm seeing a glass that you're viewing right now is mostly empty, but it's really filling up
Yeah.
as you speak. Okay, it's a glass, literally like a water glass
Yeah.
of glass, and when you started speaking, I could see it was empty, as if you didn't have the faith in you that you could do it. But as
Right.
you speak and I hear you, I'm seeing the level going up more and more. And I don't feel that the physical issues will be as much. If I can make a suggestion, I'm not a doctor, I can't tell you what to do, I'm not your mom. But as far as pain is concerned, and it feels like it's a chronic pain, if I can recommend for you to look up the advantages of turmeric, okay? And this is a little redhead that's not used to lifting a lot of heavy things anymore, and she's getting used to it. Doing that, putting turmeric in milk, tea, something warm to drink at night with a bit of honey, it's a little black pepper and some coconut oil, you will not believe the difference the next day.
I'm not going to tell
Take a
you
look
that
it
your,
up.
I'm not going to tell you that your pain is going to go away. I won't do that. But what I will tell you is
But it can.
it can. And what I'm also going to tell you is that you're going to say, I did it. I overcame this adversity. I did it. No one else did, but I did. And I want you to believe that you can conquer this. I'm not going to tell you that you're going to be 100%. I'm not going to tell you you're going to be. But what I will tell you is there'll be a lot more improvement coming. And if you want to reach me at home at 647.
I'll tell you, I used to be a vibrant, active, very, very active person.
Yeah.
And now I've been. I feel like a piece of crap, if you want to call it that.
Sure.
And
One of the I'd like to see you find someone around your area to do Reiki on you, which will help you take a lot of the pain out. Because I'm looking at, and I want you two to see closer and think about it too. I'm looking at a lot of his chakras are closed; they're not open. And we need to open up those chakras because there's a lot of energy of blood that's not flowing through or circulating through your body the way it should
need
be.
some balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
We need to learn how to balance it. And I know that you're going to, for the first probably week or two, you're going to feel a lot of pain, but don't give up on it. You're going to do okay.
I've been, like I say, I've been out for 9 months.
Yeah.
I mean, it just that doesn't seem to be improving. I just was wondering if there was anything that could be said that, seeing in the future or whatever.
It's good. What I will tell you is, like, she just gave you some ideas, and one of the things I also will tell you is that definitely if you would go to with Reiki energy, that's going to help take a lot of. You know what Reiki energy is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I would encourage you to go to someone who does Reiki energy and have them work on your body, especially around your neck area and around your. Is your pain a lot in your shoulders area?
No, my legs.
Your leg.
My
okay.
leg. I had a very severe leg injury.
Okay. Then just make sure. First of all, are you wearing sneakers or are you wearing corrective shoes?
No, I'm just,
I'm not comfortable
crutches,
with. You need something with an arch support in it.
that type of thing.
Yeah.
Well, as somebody who has chronic leg pain, personally, I can tell you, first of all, I think you'll be uncomfortable for the first week or so, but you're going to be okay if you believe you're going to be okay. That you've been out of work the last 9 months is really irrelevant to how you're going to perform on this coming job. Okay? Yes, you're in pain, but you need to take steps to do that. The turmeric is a brilliant idea. You can look that up online. There's 1,000 different ways you can take turmeric. It's very helpful. Reiki also helps me manage my pain. I do Reiki every day. They had told me at one point I was going to be a cripple. I am by no means a cripple, and that's because I do Reiki every day. You can. There's.
Well, that'd be good. I'll definitely look at the turmeric and the Reiki.
And
Therapy, I guess.
Yeah.
And
One of
there's-
the biggest things. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah,
No,
go
I
ahead.
interrupted you.
Well, I was going to say there's a lot of places you can look online on natural ways to deal with pain. And there's a lot of good websites, a lot of good information, but you have to do your research because there's a lot of ridiculousness out there too.
Yeah.
Good shoes.
Yeah.
And honoring yourself. Drink lots of fluids, lots of water. Well, I should clarify that.
Non-alcohol.
Lots of water. And just
Okay. Well, I
you
guess
know.
I haven't been able to put any pain, any weight on my leg. So I'm trying to avoid the opiates.
right.
Which is like such a major concern now.
Right.
And I'm just trying to get back.
Yeah.
One of the things that you have to do is to believe that you are the winner and that you're going to overcome this pain that you have. Did you have a knee surgery or a hip replacement?
No. I had a very severe injury, leg fracture.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to suggest is, and it sounds a little bit odd, but
Well,
I'm the
you're
queen
odd
of that, well, thank you, is to talk to your future self. Go into your future self where you've overcome all of this, okay? Where you've overcome and you've worked through the pain, you've worked through getting back feeling good as a human being and a man again, with your self-worth issues, with feeling good, with not feeling
Yeah.
as fragile, okay? Because I've sensed a very much of fragility, a cognizance of your own mortality more, and
Right.
a WTF few moments.
I almost feel emasculated, actually.
Yes. So go to your future self a few years up the road and talk to that part of your soul that's able to go forward and back and sideways and what have you. And talk to that part of your soul and say, I know we can do it. We've done it. Show me how to do it with more grace and ease. Allow me to do it with more grace, with more ease, so that I don't see it as a battle. I just see it as a victory.
Right.
Okay?
I'd
And
like
that-
you to keep us
Right.
posted on how you're doing with it. You can call here, you can call my office at 641-3187, because I'm really interested. I know from the three of us, and I know he can do it. You know you can. I
Well, I
believe
appreciate that. that.
And I'm really interested in knowing how you're doing, because we want to keep sending you energy healing
Yes.
to you. Okay, we want to make sure that. Remember now, it's going to be. It's still taking 9 months of healing, and it's going to take maybe another 3 months to be completely almost healed. You're always going to have that pain. Now it's time to learn how to let go of the pain and to go on. Acupuncture is another way.
Acupuncture's good. But for you, I think something like Tai Chi would also be helpful. It'll help with the stability, help slowly build the muscle, and give you the confidence that your leg is not going to fail you again.
And you're going to be a cook.
Right. Well, I appreciate all that.
Yeah.
I mean, you've had a number of good suggestions. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Can you guys see anything in the future as far as whether I'm gonna just burn and fail or what?
No, we don't. You know
Why
what?
do you think I said to go to your future self that you've already succeeded? I'm not the cat that lets it out the bag.
And I don't believe in failure.
No.
What's his first name? I'm sorry. What's your first name, son?
My name is Peter.
Peter. First of all, she can tell you, and I don't believe in the word failure.
Right.
Okay. Do I believe that you've had a lot of learning experiences that you've had to overcome? Absolutely. But I also will tell you that you keep on the path that you want. You were put on this path because you were kind of callous before you got hurt, right? And taking a lot of things for granted. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you had to be taught it sucks, but you had to be taught a valuable lesson to learn how to take care of you better and not worry about taking care of other people. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Well, what I want to really tell you is that I believe that in my heart and in my spirit, I believe that you're going to do okay. It's going to take a while, but I believe because you have a good personality and you do want to heal yourself, that you're going to become overwhelmingly great. It's not going to happen overnight. Trust me on that, but you're going to do well. Now, are you going to be a cook or are you going to be a waiter?
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, thank you so
Thank
much.
you. All righty. Have
Thank
a
you,
great day.
Peter.
Yeah, keep us
Blessings.
posted.
Okay,
Peter?
bye. Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye now.
Bye.
I wonder who walked in that he wanted to get off so quick.
Probably his boyfriend.
Sounded like it.
But
Okay.
I believe, see,
I have a positive vibe about him for
I do
some
too.
reason. I don't know why, but
I
I
think
do.
he's been running away from himself. Now it's time for him to find himself.
Well, you know what they say about leg injuries.
Moving forward.
It's because we're afraid to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I was able
Really?
to
I never
overcome
knew that.
my
Yeah,
leg
really?
injuries.
Exactly.
Because I decided it was time to move forward.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't going to hold myself back.
Wow, I never heard
Yeah.
that. Wow.
A lot of
Peter,
things.
did you hear that? Now we want you to move forward.
Leg, feet, even shoulder issues can be related to forward movement. If it's more on one side or the other, it's more a logical thing, practicality in this earth world that we've got. If it's more on the other side, it has more. If it's more on the left, it's spiritual. We don't want to take those stepping stones spiritually. But on the right-hand side of our physical body, it's more the physical world. We don't want to take those little steps, those little leaps. And one of the things that I tell my clients, and I mention in some of the things that I do, is the steps don't have to be major. It's the little ones. It's the hearing the little ones and taking the action. You can hear it time and time again. Again, going back to like we were saying earlier, when your guides and your angels are talking to you and you're getting your intuitive hits, it is not a booming voice going, "Margie, put out the fire in the pan." No, it's not that. It's turn left. You know you need to turn left. Turn left. Turn left. Turn left. And it's not this big booming voice. You're not going to have the booming voice of Charlton Heston with a bush Okay, it's not going to happen. If
So
it
many
does,
people want that, though.
if it
It's
does,
funny.
then you can get yourself a box of Depends and call somebody else. But but it's a subtlety. It's
Yes.
it's an extraordinary subtlety. I don't have those in spirit other than a few that are frustrated coming at me first thing in the morning. We have a rule: don't bother me before I've had a shower and a cup of tea. Not necessarily in that order. But they don't show up like they do in Hollywood. It's just
Oh, I
little
love the
words.
way like that movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze.
Oh, I love that movie.
Yeah, I like it, but all of a sudden she's doing all an hour and they see all these other things. I love that. But I love what you were saying. They don't come in loud, boom, Charlton Heston voice. But they will get your attention. I can remember
they
one
do,
time
yes.
I was living in Laconia, and I had been out partying the night before, and all that stuff, And I was actually starting my own little cult, so to speak. And I can remember sitting up there, oh, I have today off. I can relax, nurse my hangover, Also, I'm getting this, you are not going, you have a job you have to do. Oh, I'll do it later. No, you're going to do it now. No, I'll do it later. And all of a sudden it felt just like somebody had hit me with a 2x4. And I said, okay, I got your message. What I had to do was tell some people that I was no longer having meetings at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Because I honestly can say I was steering people the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Talk about an ego trip that was broken in half. I was so glad that I learned that. But folks, they are going to, if they want your attention, they are going to get it. They're not going to be, like you said, boisterous, and they're not going to set a world on fire, but they are going to find a way of
If
getting
you don't
your
listen to
attention.
the whispers, you get to hear the screams, is one of the
Right.
favorite sayings of one of my long-distance teachers. And it's very true. You can listen to the subtleties, and I hear a lot of, well, this has gone bad for so long, or can you help me see this? Is he coming? I am not. Okay.
Sorry. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
I'm on the air. Laurie and
Hey,
Norm,
Al.
good afternoon. How you both doing today, Norm?
Hey,
good.
hey,
How
how
are
are
you,
you
Al?
doing, Al?
Good. We're going to go for a win tonight, the Red Sox, right? We
That's
got
right.
hockey, we
Yeah.
got summer sport, and we got a winter sport. Hockey and baseball tonight. What do you think, Norm? Are they going to make it 3 games to 1?
I think it's going to be, I look at it, it's going to be a very close game there. Okay, but I think the Red Sox are going to come out stronger than ever. They're going to start rebuilding.
I wanted to tell you and Laurie and all your listeners that I recorded the replay from Sunday's game, Monday, 3-5. That's the one they scored the 7 runs on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
that 8th inning. That was a big comeback. So
Yeah,
it was worth
sure was.
recording that game on a Monday afternoon when they rebroadcast it.
Yep.
Yeah, well, they can do that again. By the way, Al, instead of me calling you, I can't do anything tomorrow, a week from tomorrow.
We'll
I'll
do
call
it
you.
next. You want to try for next week?
Right. Yeah.
All right, I'll give you a call Sunday night. You'll be home.
I'll be home.
Okay. Well,
Hey, I
let's
gotta
get into
come-
our forecast. Tonight we're going to have some high clouds, Laurie and Norm, coming in. Lows tonight in the low to middle 60s. And a little uncomfortable tonight. Humidity levels are going to start going up a little bit. Tomorrow we're going to have a day featuring a mixture of sun and clouds at mid to upper 80s. We could be 85 to 90 tomorrow. Norm, it's going to be more humid tomorrow, Laurie.
Uh-oh.
Here's the late day thunderstorm. Will be along the Mass Pike and pointing south across areas south of the Massachusetts Turnpike. And then Friday, we should see a partly to mostly sunny day. Temperatures in the mid-80s, less humid, at least the humidity's down, and then a threat of showers and storms. Could be Saturday morning, drying out later in the day. The timing on that's still questionable. We have an upper-level disturbance and a cold front Saturday, which could bring some showers, maybe some downpours, and against some thunderstorms. And Sunday, it looks like it'll be mostly sunny, mid-70s to around 80 degrees. So I think Sunday right now will be the better of the 2 weekend days, Laurie and Norm.
All right.
Okay.
Well, that's a good thing.
Sounds good.
Yeah. You
That's
know.
it. I know it's trending a little bit tomorrow, Norm. Could be 85 to 90 tomorrow, a little bit more muggy, too.
Well, get my fans going because I don't use the air conditioner. By the way, Al, just to let you know, I see you going to another Red Sox game.
Yes.
I see you actually winning a couple of tickets.
Cool.
Oh, okay, good,
Can I win
okay.
tickets too?
Huh?
Can I win tickets too?
No.
Sure.
When I see you going, hey, I want to
Anyway,
be one of
how's your
them.
show going? A lot of calls today?
No, not really. Well, we've had a couple,
been a
like
good-
2 or
we've had
3.
a
Yeah,
few.
Good show.
yeah.
Good
Yeah, we've
show.
had. I got a couple of hot women here, though, Al, so I have to behave.
Okay, yeah, you do have to be, that's right. Yeah, you got Laurie there, too, so.
Yeah, I got Lori.
Thanks, Al.
And I got Lori, and I
That's
got
right.
Ada Brown here.
I love Al.
You know, but
Not to be confused with Oda Mae Brown from
Yeah,
Ghost, but, you know.
Ada Brown walked along with the Daisy Browns. You know, the brown-eyed Daisy flowers there.
Oh.
That's what she.
Yeah.
Back in the
So, Laurie,
Tennessee.
I have a message. I don't know if you got it in the mail this week. Merrimack Community Values. It's a magazine for the towns, Amherst, Brookline, Hollis, Milford, Nashua, Merrimack. There's a coupons in there for the restaurant we go to in Merrimack. I'm not going to mention the
Yep,
name. You know where it is.
Yep,
There's
I
a
saw
coupon.
that.
Well, actually, Al, you
There's
can
one in
mention
there.
it.
Yeah, it's
Well,
in
he doesn't
the
want to
Community
for-
Values.
yeah.
So check that magazine if you got it in the mail the other day.
Yep, I saw that. Thank you, Al. Yep.
Yeah.
We're there at least
Well,
once a week.
Norm, we'll talk to you Sunday night.
All
Laurie
right.
and Norm, have a great end to the
You
week.
too,
Good
yeah.
weekend.
All right,
Okay.
thanks, Al.
Yeah,
All right,
bye-bye now.
Bye.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't want, to say for obvious reasons.
You always just miss him, don't you?
I do. I always just miss him. They're like,
He was
Al
actually
just
here on
left.
the show about a couple months ago.
Yeah, and
We're gonna have to get next time. you come in
definitely.
on,
Hopefully, we can get him back on again.
Okay.
Al's
He's
awesome.
pretty awesome.
He really is. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
He
Oh,
was,
can I just take a second? I just
Sure.
want to say something that they keep saying in my head that I have to say. When you have leg injuries, it's not always that you're preventing yourself to go forward. Sometimes it's spirit preventing you from going forward to make a big mistake or go down the wrong path. So you really need to listen to your guidance, your intuition, the signs around you to see if it's you keeping you from going forward or spirit trying to redirect you.
Yeah, that's very important.
Website?
Yeah. Sure.
Your website?
My website is www.naturallistening.com. I do take what I do, very, very seriously. I want people to be able to relax because I have a lot of people that go, oh my God, I'm going to see a psychic
Oh,
medium.
don't you like them? They come in.
And I'm would you please just breathe? I'm a human being and I don't bite. My Facebook
Much.
page is Natural Listening with me, psychic medium Ada Mae Brown. My website's Natural Listening. It'll lead you to Facebook and a couple of things. I have some YouTube videos. I'm in the middle of editing a couple of videos I've just put out, just done here recently. And I'm here to basically help. One of the things is I really want people to understand that I am here to help, that what you're feeling and sensing and knowing that you're going feeling like you're a little bit going off the deep end because all these things that come at you, they don't make sense. To our logical world, it doesn't make sense. But
well, it's not supposed to.
when you go to understanding the way Creator works, and Creator doesn't have to work in our logical way, it just happens, and it's okay. It really
My
is.
messages come through my gut. If it's either good or bad or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's really bad, I'll be, oh my God, And I'm terrible, if I get a really bad feeling, I don't know how Scott really does. I got to say this because I'll say, Scott, I don't want you to leave right now. And I know it's babyish on my part, but it's just, can you stay back or whatever.
No, you should follow those instincts.
Yeah, I do.
You should.
And
You
that's
should
also
always
have
follow
it,
those instincts.
And then I'll say, okay, and then I'll show me what's wrong. They're able to rectify it, follow your feelings, folks, like you just said. And you said, follow them. If you don't, because a lot of times your intuitions are guiding you to move a different direction to keep you from, I like what you said, getting hurt, or you said getting, or going, and maybe because it could be a different area. Sometimes when we try the easy part, that's when it all messes up. How many times have we all tried the easy way of doing something?
Well, there's another side of this too. If you're told to turn right. Now, years ago when I was driving back from the supermarket, I was told to turn right. I didn't want to. I mean, it was quicker to go home the other way. Turn right, turn right. Well, I didn't know it. I wasn't tuning in. I was wanting to get home and getting the stuff, out of the car. But there was a van, and as I came to that van, they had a couple of small children. I mean, in diapers, small children. And they needed one more person to help push that van into the shade. And I was that one person. That's all they needed. Maybe it's that right turn or left turn or listen is to help somebody too. It's not all about us.
Right.
No,
Exactly.
You know, it's not all about us, hon. It's just not. But it can be for a variety of things.
Actually, my feelings on when our spirits give us message, it isn't about us. Sometimes it is to listen to what we have to say with bad news and whatever. But it's all, how can we help someone? How we are tools. It isn't us. It's our spirits that are tools. I have 3 spiritual guides, Dr. McClutchet, Dr. McAllister, and Dr. McAdams, I think. And let me tell you, when I don't listen to them, I am in big trouble. Okay? One is a priest and 2 are doctors. So, and they're from Scotland.
I kind of figured with the Max going on there.
Because I guess I'm kind of Scottish too, you know. And it took me a lot of years to believe in angels.
Oh, yeah.
I have been hurt so badly, and I'm not using it as an excuse because there really isn't any. Well, it kind of is. Because I had been so badly misguided by the so-called born and good know-it-all Christian education and all that, how these angels will never help me, how these angels will condemn, you know. So I said, you know what, for years and years, I would not listen. And all of a sudden, this lady brought in the most beautiful angel. You plugged it in, it made a waterfall when the angel was coming down through the light.
Oh, that's wicked cool.
It was beautiful. I said, okay, well, maybe that's just a gift. Then I'm getting all these people giving me an influx flow of angels. I said, okay. Then finally, my spirit said, do you get the message yet? And I'm like, what message? Your angel's here to help you. It's almost like that, you know. How, and then, okay, I got it. And now I am so grateful. And I'm still learning every day. When we stop learning and we get to the point where we think we know it all, we've learned
We're in
absolutely
trouble.
We know
nothing.
nothing, yeah.
Yeah, we're in deep doo-doos.
Yeah,
No
oh,
matter
yeah.
who you are, you can always learn.
I learn
yeah.
from my students, as I call them. I don't, you know, and I've been very. I love it when wives come in, and they'll say, does your husband know you're here? Oh, no. I said, okay. Or they'll say, yeah, but he doesn't believe in us. I said, that's okay. When I said, I'll bet you anything, and I'm sure you go through, he's going to ask you, what did they say about me? Because they do that, right? You agree with that? You know, they all say,
Oh, yeah.
What did he say? What did he say about me? And I'm
No, I had a session one time years ago that it was the lady had made the session and everything, and the husband was home, and she was in a different room, and all of a sudden his mother started coming through. She goes, no, that's not mine. No, that's my husband's mother. Give me a minute. So she goes and gets her husband, whatever he was doing, in the back part of the house, and said, I can hear her say, handing him the phone and say, your mother's talking again. You know, and she was so intent with communication for him that it was, you know, you could tell, you could just tell her whole attitude is, my call, my reading, your mother, okay, type of thing. And, you know, I do tell people, too, that when I do the work that I do, I am not 1-800 dial the dead, okay? It's not,
Please hold on for Cousin Norm on 523 and
Right.
Aunt Laura on 189.
right.
now, this is not what I do.
No.
And, you know, I do take what I do seriously, but if you don't get a little fun and a little enjoyment out of what you do, you know, I can either play the dirge or I can have fun with, you know,
I'm
coming
all
across
for
how I
having
do
fun.
it.
I don't know how to be serious.
And, you know, we can't say significantly and specifically, I'm going to tap into just one person, okay?
Right.
But I also ask people not to invite the whole family.
Right.
Had those sessions, too.
I had one time, I had 8 people coming at me at one time. I can always remember this. And I said, oh, my God. You know, I said, now, you got to calm down. Finally, I looked at him. I said, I will talk to every one of you, but it's going to be one at a time. Because, like, another time I had another lady, Her name was Debbie Panetta. I can't remember her last name now. And my foster mother and my real mother were coming at her. She literally had to draw a line and say, look, one at a time. You know, because spiritual, if they all got message, because they all want to be in control. They all want to really, my real mother really controlled everything, okay, when she was here. But when I understand, she had beautiful red hair like you have, and it was so long that she used to be able to walk on it.
Wow.
And the nurses, bless their hearts, took time, because she died of cancer, and they took the time and they sprayed her hair, and they wrapped it around her.
Aww.
From what I've seen a couple of pictures of it. And I think this is probably why I got into nursing so much, too, because I actually knew I was going into the medical field when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I didn't understand what it was going to be like, but I actually knew. Don't you think we know when we're children what we're going to be doing?
May I ask you, I'm just going to put this out here, because I keep hearing it. It's either for someone who doesn't want to call, or wants to call, or it's something for someone close around. What does Ho Chi Minh City have for anybody?
Ho Chi Minh City?
Ho Chi Minh City.
That's in Vietnam, right?
It used to be Saigon.
Saigon, okay. I have a brother who was in the Vietnam War.
Okay.
And he got shot there. Not died, but he got shot, and he also met a lady friend, shall we say, there.
Okay. So that would explain the semicircle or the half circle and 2 lines on either side. Okay. Because the dip and the dot would be being shot, and the 2 lines on either side are direction. Okay. Because the way it comes through is there's a line which tells me movement, and then the dip and the dot would be the being shot, so the movement is slowed down and there's change, and then the other line there would be more movement. Okay. All right. And also the small house, the small schoolhouse.
I grew up
Okay.
in a small house.
Yeah, the small schoolhouse. Okay. Now, I know it's New England, and I know there's firewood and fires and all of this sort of thing, but there's something significant about fire for that building. Okay.
Oh, could be after I left.
Okay.
I left there 50 years ago.
Well, I didn't. Yeah. Something about fire in that building.
Oh,
Okay.
could have burned out.
Did you say it wasn't there anymore when you
No,
went
it
back?
wasn't there yet.
So.
I went there about 3-4 years ago, up to where I grew up. And I took the road where I used to go to my house, and it was nothing but forest. So probably that's what they probably burned it down or went in the barn, and there was a little farm and all. And when I looked, okay, that's what you're seeing. And I also would like to, then we'll get back to this, I want to have a moment of silence for all the people who are ill, whose loved ones who have passed to the other side, and I would like to show our sincere blessing and give to those a blessing. I'd like to take a moment of silence from our show and do this. What did you just see?
I was seeing the bell I often see. We're clearing energy.
Yeah, there was something I said. Ask her what she just saw. My spirit just told me.
Yeah, it's a brass bell. I do space clearing for myself. I don't do it for anyone else. But I have what I call the Ganesh bell. Okay, it's a little elephant on a brass bell. It's from India, and Lori, I'll have to send you the video, because my Mr. Weasley, my orange tabby cat, every time I go through and I clear the energy, and the way you can tell an energy area and energy needs to be cleared is that the sound of the bell will be more dull.
Right.
Okay? And I'll go around, and I started the other day, and he always does this if he's awake, and he'll get up on wherever I'm going over, and he'll see the bell, and it's smack. Smack. And he's not happy until he smacks it out of my hands. And it's weasel. You can sage, you can use feathers, you can call on the angels. I love calling on Archangel Michael for this. Him and Archangel Metatron, I call them the big guns in angel terms.
Yeah, I know. We have another call. Welcome to Norman Friends. You're on the air.
Hi, Lori.
Hey.
I just get out of Concord here. I'm still in Concord here at the Cadillac to see what they're going to be doing to my car. So I'm heading home.
Oh, okay.
Oh, drive carefully, Mary.
Yeah, be careful.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of traffic out here. I don't have nothing. You know,
What was that?
and stuff and everything. So.
Somebody in the back.
Alrighty, I'm going to get ready to take off here, so I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, Mary.
Either Saturday or Sunday, you'll have to come to my house for dinner, Mary.
Huh?
Either Saturday or Sunday, you'll be at my house for dinner, all right?
Alrighty, talk to you later.
All righty.
Bye, Mary.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
She's
having
awesome.
a lot of problem with her back.
With her back?
Yeah, she's had a lot of line diabetic problems. They're putting one drug into another, and then another, and then another, and then another, and she's having a lot of. She has a Cadillac, and she loves that Cadillac.
She does, and she should. It's a beautiful,
It's been
beautiful car.
she's been offered a lot of money for it.
Oh, I can believe it.
But she isn't willing to let it go, and I love her. And she has like five cats, Scott. Yeah,
Three.
Three?
Three.
Oh, okay. I thought you had. Did you read in the paper speaking of where the this woman in Texas or wherever it was had 192 cats in her house?
No.
They bombarded her house. They had to wear special masks and stuff.
Oh, I can
to her
bet.
house.
The smell must have been incredible.
And her health was very limited because she was spending all her money on that. And they managed to take all the cats and they found holes and things like that for it. And I guess and I feel sad because the only way they're going to be able to take care of that house is by burning it down.
Wow.
So
Yeah, the wood and everything else. No.
There was a lady that used to live in the apartment building I lived in, like 10, 12, that had 62 cats.
Oh my God.
I mean,
That's
I love my
obsession.
animals, but there's a time.
Yeah.
When you can't do for yourself, and there are people that I call it soul holes, and I don't care if it's obsessive collection of animals, alcohol, drugs, picking up stuff on the side of the road because you don't need it, but it's there and you don't want anything to happen to it, cluttering. You can be also, I've seen with family and friends and people whom I've known, they can be absolute neat freaks in some way. But there's a lot of things that they have put in there. Those soul holes, those emotional needs to repair, to move on, to heal, you can't do it with 75 cats or 10 cats or whatever.
You can't do it with stuff.
You can't do it with creatures or stuff. No. And my heart goes out to them. It really does. It really, really does.
I was interested when you were talking about not going to funerals because I can relate to that. My sisters and brothers died. They were in California when two brothers were. But my sisters, I did not go to the funerals. First of all, they wouldn't have wanted me to begin with, and that's okay. But it's like you said, you know what? I still have them here. Okay, you're going to watch someone that goes to a funeral. Oh, he was such a good man. You know that, Lori. And we all liked him and blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? When it really wasn't true. Most of them used to go just to see what people would look like and who was there and who wasn't there.
So that's not my experience of funerals at all. I think funerals, every funeral I've ever been to has been moving, touching, and full of love. And that's what a funeral should be, celebration of life.
That was my father's for a lot of it. Some people tried to make it not that way. Aunts and uncles and people whom I have in the past gone to funerals. I have a friend that they're not from Ireland, but they're Irish. Okay, and she says, "I'm not having a funeral. By God, we're just going straight to the wake. They can put my ashes wherever, but we're going straight to the wake. And a funeral is for the people here. And
Right.
those on the other side, I carry my own kind of service.
Yeah.
I do my own kind of remembrance and prayer work when someone crosses, versus being necessarily having to travel and go be a part of everything with someone else. It's just the way that I feel for certain circumstances and certain things. It's best for me.
Right,
You know?
and there's nothing wrong with that.
You know,
Everybody
some
should
people-
handle it
Their
their
own
Their
way.
way.
You know, I had
And that's something too with the work we do with
Yeah.
grief. You know, and I just wanted to point out, if you're in fresh raw grief, you do not want to go to an intuitive. You want to work through the grief to a point. Wouldn't you agree, Norm?
Absolutely.
That you want to give yourself the blessing of working with it and through it versus trying to get a hold of an intuitive immediately.
Right, that's what I recommend. And people that are like, one thing I can remember when John Edwards said, there are spirits may not always want to contact them through us.
Right.
People think, I've had people like when Allison, I was talking to her, the one that just called earlier, and her husband actually came through because he was leaving this earth to go on a journey to the other side, and he was talking to her through me. And she says, well, what about this? What about that? Finally, he got irritated and said, I don't care what you blankety blank do with this, you know. And sure enough, then she hung up. She got a call that he had passed. You know, spirits may do it that way. They may never want to come through. I had a woman that come in, and I was doing a mediumship or a spiritual reading for this lady. I want to know what my dad said. I said, you sure? You really want to know? Yes, I do. Okay. I said, okay. He wants to know what you did with the $250,000 that you were supposed to divide with the other children. She literally walked out the door.
Mm-hmm.
See, what people don't realize, people think that when you communicate with someone that has crossed over, that it's all going to be sweet dreams, peaches and creams, and it's not like that with me.
No. I get a lot of really great ones. Like the grandfather that died after over 100, and he was telling his granddaughter to be like a little child, telling me to be like a little child and take joy like a little kid watching a grasshopper for the first time. Have you ever seen that? A little child that sees a bug or a critter, and they're just like, oh, it's moving. You know, their face lights up, and they're just watching and watching. And then I've had others where, you know, somebody from the other side is basically saying, are you going to screw your head on right this time, or do I have to come back and stomp some smush? Yeah. You know.
Who's a gentleman in your life that had kind of bushy hair but wore a red baseball cap? He was about 5'8", 5'9". Is it someone you would know?
Not that I know of.
No.
Well, it's pointing to you. It could be one of your spirits. It could be someone that's a relative. He passed in a very tragic motorcycle accident about 10, 12 years ago.
Nope. Nobody.
Okay. He will come to you in a dream, probably.
No, there's nobody. Just going through family.
No, it's a friend. It's not a family member.
Friend.
It could have been an acquaintance.
Mm-mm.
Well, in time, it'll mean when it's started. When I ask, a lot of times when I'm doing readings of someone, I'm doing they want to talk to their husbands or they want to talk to their dads, their moms, or whatever, I actually will get a vision of what they look like.
Yeah.
Okay. And that kind of confirms what I'm saying. Like, this one guy always wore, he had this favorite T-shirt he loved with a ripped pocket, you know, the cigarette pack would never stay in there. He always wore a hat, cockeyed like this, and wore a very nonchalant type jeans. He didn't care if he had holes in them or whatever, you know. He was happy just being, I guess you might want to call it, what, bummy looking, but he was a hard-working man, very intelligent. But when he worked, he was a very professional. But at home, he was really a bummy looking person. And this is how, and he always drank like a Budweiser beer. a lot of times I'll see the names of the beer as well, or I'll see like the one of them they might like to drink, or I'll have the smell of the alcohol.
With me, I will get a symbol of, if they preferred wine, I'll see a wine glass with red wine in it. If they preferred hard alcohol, it'll be a short little stubby glass that's much more classic for, say, the 40s and what have you, for Scotch on the rocks or a whiskey bourbon, a bourbon or something like that. I did have one a while back, client, we were doing a session, and it was funny because the person on the other side, the loved one on the other side, said, "Can't you find somebody with a better taste in beer?" They were saying to get the ales and what have you.
Right.
And she laughed and she said, "I just went out with a fellow, a little while before, and he was drinking such and such light." And I said, "Well, there's your proof. You're being followed. All is good." But they will, for me, they come through. I'm more of an experiential. I will feel the aches and the pains at first, what they've had to endure and dealt with, or what's you're dealing with that they would know.
Right.
Okay. For me, then I start to get images. I'll see the person. There's certain symbols that I get on a regular basis. If I see a lady in a blue rose,
Right.
a white dress with blue roses, or an apron with blue roses, that to me signifies a grandmother. And with me too, if I see family members stair step back, say a crowd of family members, and there's certain ones that are coming through, I'll see the faces a little more clearly. The rest of them, they'll just sort of be amalgamous.
Yeah.
And that tells me those people don't want to talk right now. They want to show their support.
Boy, that was a big word.
Yeah, it was.
Well, for me,
He celebrates every time he does a big word. So.
yeah, when I hear a big word, see, By the way, folks,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
September 26th, we're going to be at the Unitarian
Universalist.
Is it Universal? How do you pronounce it?
Unitarian Universalist Church.
Over on Union Street to help raise money for the Manchester Animal Shelter. If there's anybody that's a vendor that would like to come, I think we're readers. We're all set.
Yeah, we're all set with readers. It's vendors.
Vendors we need. If anyone that has would like to have a vending, instead of a vending thing or whatever you might want to call it, you got jewelry you want to sell, you got no sex toys, because I had 5 last time that wanted to sell.
Yeah, no.
Seriously,
Toy, jewelry that you make, crystals. If you have
natural
something
soaps,
that's, a handcrafted thing, doll beds, dog and cat beds, something that would be really cool. And that's one thing that I've thought about doing, is putting my carpentry skills together and making some dog beds and cat beds.
Very cool.
I haven't decided. The readers, if there is, I would like to get a astrologer. 'Cause I don't think
An astrologer?
An astrologer to come. We don't have one of those yet, so
Oh,
I have to see. Okay. I don't know if Brian Sandy's going to come up, but we'll find somebody. And that, or someone who does aura photography, if they're welcome to come. And as you know, whoever wants to, it's going to be a 50-50. I feel that's a lot better that way. I feel more comfortable. I'll take care of the hall expenses, but it's going to be more comfortable that way. And the thing part is they have a kitchen there, and that we can use, not the stove and stuff, we can bring in stuff to heat up, like I don't know, maybe homemade baked beans or whatever, stuff like that. I'm always thinking of food, but, like Wendy used to bring in her tea.
I need to go see Wendy. I miss Wendy.
She's been pretty busy. She's teaching.
She was teaching and going to some farms last week and redoing some things.
Yeah. She's a remarkable lady. She's been through hell and back.
Really is.
She's an astonishingly wonderful gal.
Yeah.
And I want to see how the big old fuzzy
Yeah,
thing.
he's
so
awesome.
sweet.
He is great.
He's so
Dog?
sweet.
Yeah.
Did that dog pass?
No, he's just a great big
must be
bundle
another
of.
dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Previous dog.
Okay.
Yeah. This one.
Yeah. And folks, you can now watch us on, almost a week behind, Right, you can go to YouTube and watch us there.
Yeah.
And you can go to my website and your website.
And my
now,
website,
and my
yep.
website now. And they can go. We'll be announcing them. From last week, we had Lisa. Yeah, it was fun,
That
like
was- yeah,
here
that was
today.
fun, yeah.
One thing I like about my show, we don't make it all, oh, you got to do it this way. Or, you know, we realize there's
Very
negative
free flow.
energy out there. We realize that there are positive
Go with the
energy out
flow.
there.
Go with the
That's it. I can remember trying to set a format. Oh, this is how we're going to do it. I was more lost with
Yeah.
a format than I was with anything else.
Yeah, no. I like this free flow style. It works for us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done a couple of
I
radio
can't
interviews.
sing again.
You sang?
In case I sing, you just let me know. No
No,
singing.
just in case.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of radio shows that we went over everything verbatim early in the morning before the radio show. And they're lovely people. You know, I know what they're doing, but it was extraordinarily controlling.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah, I did a TV show like that, and then for whatever reason, this was the script I got. This is what was going to be asked and said and whatever. And then the host didn't follow the script. So I'm like,
Okay, that works.
what?
I went to WJYY and they had a long script for me. You really don't want me to do it this way, do you? And then what happens if people call in? Well, I'm listening. You know, I think it was on their show twice. It wasn't for me.
you know, and there's times too, like with every day, you need to listen to the flow of your day.
Oh, yeah.
And if things aren't going right, to stop for a minute and breathe, Om Shani Padma, I need a fuzzy navel type of thing, and or a banana daiquiri, and no, not that kind of fuzzy navel. Oh God.
At least he didn't show it to everybody.
Yeah, thank you. But you know,
Family show.
you take a breathe. Take a breather for a couple of minutes and start to listen. Okay, I'm going in, I'm trying to do this and I'm trying to do this and I'm not getting anywhere. What do I need to do? What do I need to listen to? I had one of those days on Monday. I was going around in circles.
Yeah, I
and
read
said-
your Facebook.
And I said, okay. Yeah, I remember. A friend of mine from Texas, he said, well, Bob Dylan's pretty good to listen to. I'm like, no, that's not what I was thinking of. You know, what are my guys trying to tell me? It was the premise. But, yeah, seriously, you want to give yourself the time. You want to take a moment and just breathe and go, okay, well, what feels right? What do I need to change? It may be just one thing.
You just had a song go through my head when you just said that. You want to give a little. How's that go?
See,
Okay,
this
you
is
just-
see.
Yeah.
That's why he sent you the preemptive
Yeah.
text.
Love a little.
You're in trouble now.
Like that, what is it? That rubber tree plant. Remember that song?
Don't indulge him.
I'm not going to.
And,
I'd be
and
good.
what's his name?
For your sake, I'd be very good.
Mike will be mad.
But you know, and that's like I got a message the other day. My spot and
I
my
don't want
guys,
to know.
my guys gave me a notice, and I gotta listen. They're gonna give me a year to get my life health back into order, or there could be some problems.
Oh, there you go.
So I think that I better listen to my guys.
You better,
Why am I getting a baseball bat in my mind?
because that's what they're hitting him with. Because
Yeah.
he won't listen.
Well, I just said no singing again.
Hey, Mike, I didn't encourage him, love, okay? You know, I really didn't.
We
I
had-
mean,
we
I
kid
could
about
sing
this
the
all
last
at home.
7 minutes, but
Yeah.
we don't want to do that
One
to
time,
anybody
he
either.
was playing, right? He was practicing on one time, and I had this is in my drinking days, and he was rehearsing down the cellar, being playing to get ready to go out, and I really thought the microphone was on, so I got on that stage, and I said, yeah, I'm a tiger, and I'm a lion, or a dragon, or whatever. Boy, I was having a heck of a time on there. Come to find out, they were all back having a beer and smoking or whatever, and I was having a heck, thinking everybody, you know, could hear, and so all of a sudden I looked, hey, there's nobody in here, and there's no microphone going, you know. But, you know, yeah, he's smiling. He said he just woke up. You know, if people learn to appreciate your family, your love, I guess I took everything I ever had for granted, not knowing my family and saying that was okay. But today, because I didn't know my family members, because I didn't, want to or whatever, maybe I didn't try hard enough or whatever, and I was so quick. It behooves all of us to look. Our families don't have to be perfect. Heavens no. Only I'm the perfect one.
Of course, just you.
But nobody believes me, but that's okay. I don't think I'd want to be perfect, would you?
No.
But really, there is no such thing.
No, there's a Japanese philosophy that they purposely leave something erroneous. There's another word for you. In any kind of artwork or anything that's being done, there's a little error in there, a little glitch, because they firmly believe nothing is perfect except the creator.
Yep.
I had a supervisor when I was at work, a nurse.
Thank God they didn't just leave him run around and do what he wanted to.
Oh, yes, they did. Yes, they did. But she was
Danger,
great.
Will Robinson.
She taught me many, many things. And no matter how hard, I could never get an A or an A plus from her.
Mm-hmm.
She said, I want you to think, and this is how I evaluated people, I want you to think about this. If I give you an A plus on your work, what is it to improve it? That means you have no room for improvement. Where do you go from there? And I was hurt at first, and then I thought about it, but it's really true. We have to have room for improvement in our lives.
Well, that's what we're all on a conscious or non-conscious path,
What's in
I think.
Colorado for you?
I beg your pardon?
What's in Colorado?
Colorado is a friend of mine.
Are you ready to go see him?
No.
Be prepared.
Be prepared. That means get a dinghy to cross the Mississippi River, hopefully at low tide.
All I'm going to tell you is be prepared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Because spiritually, you've already gone there.
Mm-mm.
Spiritually, you have already gone there.
Well, I was saying prayers for those in Colorado the other day because some of the weather that's been Texas, Colorado, Nashville was hit very badly.
Yes.
East Ridge and Chattanooga was hit very badly. Seeing, and I know the Chattanooga East Ridge 75 area of East Tennessee very well, having lived there for quite a while. And to see that on the National Weather Service page, where you're looking literally at a house with a tree that's now its major decoration, unfortunately. And to see in Texas, we're talking 30, 40 feet up at the top of the bridge, you're seeing trees, that Lori and I together would not be as round as the base of those trees.
Right.
Folks, we do send out special prayers to Texas and to all these that have been here. It's funny, it's amazing that a year ago they had a drought.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have a friend of mine who owns a horse ranch. They did not know what they were going to be doing with water. Okay,
Exactly.
My nephew and his daughter, they live in Texas as well. Lubbock, Texas. She's going to unit to become an RN. And all these people, all of a sudden, they get all this water. Where the hell is all coming from and all that, And I will tell people, folks, this is only the beginning.
It's
We have
historical.
a lot more devastation before it gets better. We really do. And until we start to look at each other and start to appreciate each other, we're going to be facing a lot more sickness, more weather-wise, and all that. There's a lady that used to be the president of Valentine. She's running for president. IBM, or she has some big CEO.
Oh, the lady from, where was she? Hewlett Packard? Is that where she was?
HP.
Anyway, Carly
Hewlett Packard, I
Fioroni.
think it was.
Yeah.
I like her.
I don't. I don't trust a word that comes out of her mouth.
Well, I
Not
don't
a
trust any of the
single word.
politicians. There's not one politician.
She says everything that you want to hear, and I don't trust a word. Look at her eyes. It's her eyes.
I should run, but there's no such thing. Look at.
That's a scary thought.
What? No trust. I
You
don't.
running for
running for
politics.
politics.
I'd be very good at it.
Yeah, I know.
I'd legalize marijuana. I'd legalize prostitution. I'd legalize every drug going. So that with safe houses.
You know, you could tax the lot, and the thing that I don't do I don't get into politics at all because of
We gotta go.
we got to go.
We
It
got
sounds
to
good.
go. I want to thank you for coming on
You're
again.
welcome.
We'll get back with when you can come on, unless you go somewhere else. But I'll send you an email. Check on the probably more like in
6 months at least.
6 months now.
Well, you had me set for August.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
so
And
yeah,
that's
we already
still
have
in
you scheduled,
long-term
yeah.
already in there, so don't forget.
Right.
And don't forget September 26th,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And folks, for those who didn't call in, hopefully you listened to us. We wish each and every one of you well, success, and remember, every day, you're the winner.
Blessings.